Reincarnation, as presented in Spiritism, not only does not destroy family ties, as some people believe, but on the contrary, these bonds are enhanced and become stronger over the course of incarnations. The belief in the uniqueness of existence, which proposes that a single corporeal life is the end point of the soul's journey, goes against the idea of continuity of spiritual bonds. By denying reincarnation, it is stated that, after death, family ties and human relationships are irreversibly broken. However, reincarnation strengthens the bonds between spirits, keeping them united, regardless of the momentary separation of material existences. In the spiritual world, spirits are not isolated. They form spiritual groups or families, which are made up of beings who have a mutual affinity, whether due to similarity in tendencies, inclinations, or even the strength of the emotional bonds that form over several existences. These groups of spirits do not move away from each other definitively. The separation caused by incarnations is, in fact, transitory. When a spirit incarnates, he does so for a determined period, but, upon returning to eroticity, the state between two incarnations, he meets up again with other spirits who are part of his circle of affection, as if they were friends returning from a distant journey. The reunion of spirits on the spiritual plane is like the reunion of people who love each other, after a long separation, as the affinities and sympathies that unite spirits do not dissolve with death. This meeting is not merely emotional, but is essential for everyone's progress. Spirits who incarnate together often have a shared mission to evolve and improve each other. The incarnation, contrary to what many people think, does not permanently remove them. On the contrary, it offers a new opportunity for spirits to evolve together. In some cases, a more advanced spirit incarnates to help the less developed spirit, promoting its evolution. These spirits work together, taking advantage of the opportunity to be physically present to facilitate mutual progress, whether through care, guidance, or simply the moral and spiritual example that the more advanced provide to the less evolved. As spirits purify themselves, their affections become increasingly deeper and immortal. Physical and material attachment, which is based on human senses and passions, is being overcome and replaced by a purer love, which transcends the limitations of the flesh and material issues. This spiritual love is not affected by human faults, selfishness, or temporal passions. On the contrary, it strengthens over time, as the spirit becomes more detached from matter and approaches perfection. Thus, even if a spirit lives countless existences, it will continue to nourish the same feelings of true affection for those with whom it has had relationships in previous existences, without this affection being lost with death or with the change of the physical body. Carnal attachment, based on the senses, is temporary and is directly related to the material conditions of human existence. Once matter dissolves, relationships based solely on physics no longer have a reason to exist. However, spiritual relationships, those established by bonds of love and true affinity, last beyond death. These spiritual relationships are not limited to the existence of a physical body, but extend beyond material life, perpetuating themselves in successive reincarnations. In some incarnations, it can be seen that individuals whose tastes, character, or nature do not resemble those of their biological relatives may, in fact, be fulfilling a deeper role within the divine plan. Although some people feel a certain strangeness towards their family members due to differences in temperament and lifestyle, Spiritist doctrine teaches us that these encounters are not accidental. The fact that a spirit incarnates in a family where he does not immediately feel at home can actually be a learning opportunity for him and others. Sometimes, a more evolved spirit can incarnate in a family where morality is lower or where there is a greater need for transformation. The more evolved spirit then has the chance to work for the improvement of others, mainly through example, patience, and affection. This coexistence helps both the more evolved spirit to become stronger in their task of helping, as well as the less evolved ones to develop their virtues and learn from the coexistence. On the other hand, spirits who need more work and who find themselves in a difficult situation, with moral or spiritual difficulties, can be placed in familiar environments that will be a challenge, but also an opportunity for their progress. The love and care of those around you can have a powerful effect on your transformation process, smoothing your imperfections, purifying your character, and softening the antipathies you carry from past lives. According to the Spiritist doctrine, the idea that family ties are broken with death is a fallacy that arises from a materialistic or dogmatic view. When one considers that the soul is eternal and that it survives the death of the physical body, then it becomes clear that the relationships established between people have a continuity that transcends earthly life. In fact, with reincarnation, the family structure is maintained. Those who loved each other in one life can meet again in another, with a new opportunity to continue their spiritual progress together. The Spiritist doctrine also dispels the fear that, with the increasing number of reincarnations, the individual may end up encountering an excessive number of relatives and members of their spiritual family, making the family relationship impossible to manage. Kardec clarifies that this is not a valid concern, because, in each life, the spirit will re-encounter the same spirits with which it had deep ties, without this resulting in a chaotic increase in the spiritual family. On the contrary, the meeting of these spirits throughout the incarnation strengthens the relationship, as they share a history of joint progress and mutual affection. On the other hand, the doctrine that denies reincarnation leads to a complete rupture between family ties after death. If souls are created independently and do not have a pre-existing spiritual bond, death cannot be a reunion, but a definitive severing of relationships. This type of view implies that material existence is the only opportunity that souls have to unite, and after death, nothing more can be done to maintain these relationships. There is no room for eternal love, or for the possibility of reconciliation and growth, since souls are seen as separate, without bonds of fraternity or affection, but only with a carnal and temporary relationship. This point of view reflects a materialist view of human beings and their relationship with the divine, where death is the end of everything, including the most precious bonds that people form during their lives. The Spiritist doctrine teaches us that the true family is spiritual, not limited to the physical body, and that the bonds of affection that have united spirits throughout several existences are indestructible. True love, love that is based on spiritual values rather than material interests, transcends death and physical separation. With reincarnation, the spiritual family becomes stronger, as the spirits are in constant evolution, helping each other to achieve their greater purpose, which is moral and spiritual progress, until everyone, one day, fully meets again in perfection. Did you know that family ties go far beyond physical life? Discover the true spiritual connection between souls and how they come together in reincarnations. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more content like this. Your participation is very important to us.